Hi, I'm Annie.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're overcommitted.
And we
are
overcommitted. We've been married
13 years. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
That's true. We didn't say anything last week, I guess.
We had our anniversary on Sunday. 13 years.
It was a big day.
No
Didn't we do
note.
so much stuff? We went to Sky Zone.
I can't believe you got that band to play in our backyard on that raised stage.
Oh, yeah. And all our friends came.
All our friends came.
None
and
of
then
this is real.
My teacher, which didn't make sense because it was an anniversary, but he was integral in my character development.
Oh. Do you
Thanks
have
for
a teacher
him.
that was integral in your character development?
No.
Not even one who was like, maybe this isn't for you.
I think I disappointed a lot of teachers.
Uh-huh. And was that integral to
You know
your
what, though?
character
You know
development?
what? I need to do this. This is insane to say on a podcast. I need to find out the name. This is why this is insane, because it's like, do your research.
Uh-huh.
But you've reminded me. I need to find out the theater teacher's name in my high school. Not Mr. Grandy, who was also very important to my acting career.
Sure.
Shout out Leon Grandy.
Shout out.
But there was a theater teacher who just worked during the school hours. And he let my brother, because they would do plays that were garbage. Like, I don't know, these weird plays for the school. They were
you told me
awful.
this. Well, it's about getting the rights, I think.
It's about the getting the rights.
Yeah. We did like a Romeo and Julie that was terrible. It was like
Yeah,
Julie walks in chewing bubble gum. And
God, it wasn't even that. It was horrible.
no,
So my
they were trash.
brother, this theater teacher gave my brother carte blanche to write plays.
Uh-huh.
And that snowballed. That was probably the first time I did writing. So I guess I'll give that guy a chance.
So he was also your theater teacher.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So then when he was my theater teacher, I was like, we
You
can
also
write
did the
stuff,
same
right?
thing. Yeah.
And that was like the new thing, is like kids could write. It became like a writing theater class.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we ripped off films. Like my brother did 10 Things I Hate About Drake at High School.
Yeah.
And I did How the Grinch Stole the DHS Prom.
Uh-huh.
Not roll off the tongue names.
No. But there you go. That guy. He was integral.
He was integral.
And should
he
we also
was at our
mention-
anniversary. I just don't know his name.
Not only was it our anniversary, it's also Teacher Appreciation Week. So I'm glad that you do
Also.
appreciate one single teacher from your upbringing.
It's something I appreciate.
No, I know.
I think I disappointed most of my teachers. And I bet there's some teachers listening that are like, no, but probably.
Sure.
Not. I disappointed one teacher, my second grade teacher, Mrs. Vinyl. And it's your fault.
I did not know you in second grade.
Still your fault.
How?
She was my second grade
Dear.
teacher. We were her last class.
Okay.
She retired after us.
Okay.
And then she attended. She attended
Oh.
services at St. Francis Catholic
she's
Church.
mad you didn't become a priest. And
She's
you
mad I
married a
didn't become
girl.
a priest. I found
Sorry, bud.
I found a lustful woman.
Well,
who-
took you right out of that priesthood
I mean,
that you weren't in, but you were
out of the
apparently
running
considering.
or interest.
Yeah. A lot of people probably don't know that. Kevin was considering being a priest at one time in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And then he met sin.
That's in name Annie.
That's not fair.
What? You were like, church, huh? Look at these. And
My brain and my heart is what I said. Look
Personality,
at my
yeah.
personality. Well, I had a lot of good teachers. You wouldn't guess growing up in Oklahoma. No offense, Oklahoma, but your education system is
terrible.
amazing. Actually, I grew up in it, and I had some
Wonderful.
amazing teachers.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Mrs. Bear.
I don't want
Mr.
to knock on the
Adair,
teachers. I want to knock on the defense of the
Miss
education
Long.
system.
I'm just kidding. I'm throwing out names.
Sounds like you're just making them up. Miss Bear,
They do also.
Miss Long.
Mrs. Bear, Mr. Adair, Miss
Yeah,
Long.
you're making them up. That's fine. You're protecting their identity.
No, they're real people, and they all curated who I am today. Miss Long I struggled with a little bit in high school because she let other people have the leads in place, but I feel like we've gotten past it. We're Facebook friends now.
You are?
Yeah, I'm Facebook friends with
That explains why
several of
she
my
was
high school
at
teachers.
our anniversary.
Anyway, thank you, teachers, is the point.
Thank you, teachers. Happy Teacher Appreciation
Has
Week.
everyone been doing teacher things all week to thank the teachers in their lives?
I enjoy
We
it.
have been phoning it in. Do you enjoy it? We've been phoning it in.
We have been phoning it in.
Not because we don't appreciate our teachers. We love our teachers. I'm amazed every day at what the people at our school do.
Oh, no, me too. I'm happy to volunteer, and I'm happy to see all the teachers, and I'm still intimidated by them, which I find funny. Like I feel like now, year 4 of our kid being in public school, I feel like I'm finally getting comfortable. That's including another additional year of when our daughter was in preschool.
Sure.
So 5 years. But I feel like I'm just now getting comfortable with these teachers.
I'm still not there. I get a little sweaty at parent-teacher conferences.
Yeah. Oh, parent-teacher conference, it goes back. it goes back.
The minute you start to sit down in the chair and your butt has to drop an extra 2 feet that you're not prepared for.
And I mean this in the nicest way. They're all so sweet. Every teacher our kids have had. I'm speaking specifically about our daughter because it's been the longest tenure. But like, every teacher has been just the nicest. But when they make a joke, I'm like, haha, am I getting fired?
Yeah. I also feel like our daughter specifically has had intimidating teachers that she loves.
And she revealed this recently.
Yeah.
Because our son is taking karate. And she's like, where's he taking karate? Or like at the YMCA. And she was like, oh, I took it. I didn't like it. The teacher was too nice. And we were like, huh,
she likes a teacher that's a little intimidating. And she has had them.
Because her kindergarten teacher, let's talk teachers, her kindergarten teacher, won't say names, was so funny. The parents, we didn't hang out. I hung out with 2 parents from our daughter's kindergarten class, but it was all play dates. Mm-hmm. We all of the parents, not just the 2, all had like a running joke because
she was always coming to the fence
at pickup. We would all wait at the fence, and then she would break the formation of the kids, and that's when you knew, she's talking to one of us. And we would all try to like clock her eye contact, and we'd go, I think it's your turn.
Yeah. I remember specifically at one time that I was like, oh God, it's us. It's not us. Like she just veered off at the last minute. I think she was probably talking to one of our friends, somebody standing right next to us, and I was like, oh man, oh no, oh.
She was particularly wild because she'd be like, your daughter needs to learn. I was like, okay, slow pump the brakes. And luckily, it's not okay because I know she probably upset a couple kids. But the kids, I think all the kids liked her. But our daughter just was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
She just didn't care.
I think every teacher, though, has to have that little bit of like, kids will listen.
Yeah. Oh, I don't fault.
No, I know. I'm just saying her first grade teacher, our daughter's first grade teacher, and her second grade teacher, I would stand up straight at them coming towards me from a mile away. Her teacher this year is a little bit more chill.
I think that's.
But I can see that she's still like.
Yeah, I think that's the secret move. I think
gets them in shape.
Get comfortable.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
And then. Knife to the jugular.
Yeah.
Is this wrong to say? The best teachers are like, is type A, is that a thing?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's a real. People say they're type A.
I'm just waiting for the day where we like cancel type A.
Neither one of us are type A.
Don't call people type A. That's offensive. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's not that.
Like it does seem like something.
No,
it might.
I always wonder about all those personality tests. Like there's the Myers-Briggs. There's the. I don't know.
Lost me immediately when you said tests.
Okay.
I kind of
Enneagram. What Enneagram are you?
Oh, is that where you take like the trapezoids and the triangles and you make shapes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a stork. Did you put a parallelogram with a rectangle?
I know. I need to stand
and 2 triangles.
I need to stand up straight. I'm getting a hunchback.
Anyway, thank you, teachers. We love you.
Thank you, teachers.
We don't know. Oh, but I was saying you are in charge of going through our kids' backpack, and you do it biannually.
Okay.
So on Monday, and then somehow our school's email went to my junk mail, or I think I trashed it, if we're being honest. But I somehow trashed it this week, so I'd missed all of the teacher stuff, and I should know. It's like our 4th time doing this.
Yeah.
But I missed it. So Monday we show up to school, and I see all these people holding flowers. Yeah. And I was like, oh, because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. Well, we have the whole week. We'll get them something on Wednesday when they'll never expect it.
Never, when everybody's burnt out with the gifts.
Yeah. And then I realized slowly, oh no, today is the day because I looked at our school's Instagram, and I was like, today is the day that you're supposed to bring a flower for your kid's teacher. Yeah. So then I made you go get flowers and bring it back at the end of school.
You didn't realize it though in the line. You thought we had all week, and I remember we were sitting down back home.
Yeah. We got all the way
having
home.
Lunch or something.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh no.
Oh no.
I am bad about it, and I think it's important that people know that. Because I feel like being on social media, I talk about being on the PTA, and I think people know I'm being
a little too much, if we're being honest.
I think, well, I'm waiting for more emails. Where's my thank yous?
Oh, sure.
You know, like,
it's not PTA Appreciation Week. That is.
When is that?
I think it's leap year on that 1 year that of the 4.
I will hold you to that. I want you to know.
I don't, if we're being honest, I'm 41 years old and I don't fully understand leap year.
So we go around
I don't want
the
to do this. I don't want to do this with you.
Earth. It takes about 1 year and 6 minutes.
I really don't.
Every 4 years.
Okay.
So it's good because I have imposter syndrome. And I feel like it's justified in this case where I volunteer my time and people are very nice to me and they say nice things and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But a lot of it is of my privileged situation of like I am a content creator, so I have time to volunteer my time.
We live very close to our school.
I live walking distance. I have all this opportunity.
Sure.
And I think some people are just like, well, this guy, ain't he the whole package? And I'm just like, I don't know my bank password. Like, it's things I don't know. I'm not that. And I don't check I don't check our kids' bags. I don't check their bags. I used to. I don't know what happened.
I don't know how often I check. I don't check it every day either.
Do you know when it stops?
And I'm not the stay-at-home parent-ish.
I know. I am the
when
designated.
I do check it, sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, this is full of stuff.
Yeah, when you check it, it bursts. You know, you check it, it's like those cans of it's this can of beans and a snake comes out. Great joke, Kev. And
yeah, you know it's a good joke when I go,
Believe me, I pitched them to you.
I guess I didn't think it was a joke.
I've pitched that to you.
That is an analogy.
I actually, talking about I think I know when I stopped checking. It's when I realized that kids just eat school lunch. So I stopped making them lunch.
Right.
So kind of the need to go into their backpack decreased.
Sure.
Not stopped.
Sure.
I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I just don't. But I think that was it.
And our daughter often carries that big jug of water, so you got to open it for that.
In the morning. But I move all these papers out of the way. What are these doing
that
here?
water
I
there.
need to find some water.
Because our son has a water bottle goes in the side of his book bag, but our daughter likes to bring this giant, ridiculous bottle that she likes.
She brings that bottle that like your friend brings, and you're just like, "What is this?"
It's
for?
almost like a Stanley, but it's fully twist off.
It's
but
Stanley adjacent. It holds ice for a while.
No, so then Tuesday was Wear Red Day. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Light it up.
For the Teacher Appreciation Day. No problem. We dressed our son all in red, our daughter in a little red. She doesn't have a lot of red. It's really, our kids really like to commit to a bit, so that's always difficult for her when we can't fully load her in red.
Yeah.
But it's fine. And then Wednesday was write a thank you note to your teacher, which you haven't posted, right? Our daughters?
I want to get her permission to post it.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
She's officially, I feel like reading that letter, like people make jokes all the time because you and I are both comedians and they'll be like, are your kids funny?
Yeah, she's officially funnier than we will ever be.
She's officially funny. Whether or not she would be a comedian and do it for a living, or is
Probably
she going to be
not.
like that mechanic that's funny? You know, the dentist that's funny.
Right.
But she is just naturally
Or she's going to be like
funny.
kind of one of those people that works in a job where like you have to have humor to keep light in your life. You know what I mean? Like
Severance.
Or like you talked about like a veterinarian that has to put dogs down.
Yeah.
Or like somebody works in the ER, or I worked in a prison once as a volunteer. And like those people have the darkest sense of humor.
Yeah.
I'm not saying our daughter has like a dark sense of humor, but she has a very blunt sense of humor.
Yeah.
And she wrote her teacher a note that was so funny. It was basically, or can you do it better? It was basically.
She said, you're the greatest teacher in the entire world. Well, actually, I like all the teachers at my school. That's just how I roll. But you're doing great. Okay, bye.
That's exactly it.
It's literally like, oh my God. It takes a turn. At first I was like, she drew these beautiful flowers with like shading and stuff. So I saw it and I was like,
And it's it's especially funny because she's obsessed with her teacher. She constantly talks about how much she loves her. She like has never not wanted to go to school. She's always like, I want to go see my teacher.
It's that realism of children
She's acknowledging, like, listen, I've always like, I haven't had one yet that I thought was bad. So who am I to judge? She's like, don't trust my opinion because.
Well, you know how like we teach our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's got a talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's applying that.
Sure.
And just being like, you're the best teacher in the world. Ah, God, that's not fair.
You know what?
There's a lot of teachers, and I feel like they're all trying hard.
And I haven't met all of them.
And they only taught me one grade.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You're doing all right.
I don't want to be hyperbolic.
As you were. Like, so funny. It's just like, oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. It's a fair note. It's more like it is your birthday period Dwight Schrute move, but...
And then for the rest of the week, we're not knocking out of we're not doing a bad job. Tomorrow we're bringing some gift cards. Friday we're thinking about bringing coffees, but we're like, is that too weird to bring an open beverage? We might bring something like a little snack. But you see these like Pinterest moms who are putting together like, if you give a teacher a gift card, they're gonna ask for and it's like, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, there are people online that make like these like cool binders, but like on every page there's like a little gift for the teacher.
We're not.
Or like bouquets made of, cool school supplies or what. I don't know. And like, I'm like, we are. And I should say too, with the thank you notes, we sort of had to beg our son, who also adores his teacher and his teacher's assistants, to make cards. And he could not have written out notes faster.
Which was exactly what the teacher said at the teacher conference.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't wait to finish work.
He knows there's a task. He gets it done. He wrote the same thing on everyone so fast. It was sweet. I think it was something like, thank you, I love you.
It's kind of sweet. He used red marker, which looks like he wrote it in blood.
I know. And then he folded it like a serial killer would fold a letter.
And he went up to him and he was like, I put a letter in your purse. And they're like, what?
Anyway.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers. Sorry, we're not Pinterest parents. We're barely hanging on. Are you hanging on to anything, Kevin?
In life? I'm hanging on to, where do I start?
Have you been hanging on to anything you're not supposed to?
I'm hanging on to this Mother's Day. Let's go.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was getting at.
What were you getting at?
Hanging on.
I see. All right, let's skip Mother's Day real quick. So, on our anniversary, we, jokes aside, didn't do anything for ourselves because we're parents with kids in elementary school. You rarely do. And
that's not the only reason. I also had my class.
We wouldn't have done anything if you didn't have your class.
No,
Let's be honest.
We would have waited till the kids went to bed and eaten sushi just the same way we did.
Ate sushi, had wine, went to bed.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you have kids in elementary school. And it's a school night on your anniversary.
Yeah.
But you smartly planned to have us go to Sky Zone, which is like a trampoline gym. And we got them a membership because we got them a membership last summer. And we also have, so we got them a membership, and then we were going to like go out to lunch after. And that was like kind of our whole plan. And I know where we got our membership was far away. And I was like, we're low on we're going to have to get gas at some point. I'm going to go get gas. But I was like, I'm going to go get my wife flowers. So I told the kids, I'm going to get flowers, chill here. Mom's in the other room. Left. Our kids adorably, as you posted in stories, lied about where I went, which was the best. I didn't ask them to do that.
It was adorable.
It was hilarious. They were just making it. They were doing the opposite of improv. They were not yes-anding each other. They were like, he went to buy a potato. And it was like, no, he went to Lisa's house. And it was like, that sounds like an affair.
My favorite was doubling back. I was like, I'm going to just film this just to see what they say for the second time around. And our son being like, he went to our friend's house to ask if they like his videos.
Yeah, he went to our friend's house to see if they like videos, which I was just like...
I love the idea of you driving over to our friend's house and be like, hey, have you seen my stuff on Instagram recently? What do you think?
Can you just watch this? And then just like watch them
Needs
watching
a better
me.
out, right? Needs a better out. I was thinking that.
Okay, so you didn't laugh at this line. I thought it was funny. Do you get it? Because it's about pyramids? No? Okay. So I went to get gas, but at the store I got a card for you. And then, so I got flowers. I got a card.
I didn't get you anything.
I know, but I wanted to get you a card.
I love you.
You haven't read the card yet.
I know. Well, when you deliver the card, you also deliver this information.
And then I went to the gas station.
Yep.
And then I filled up with gas. And I was like, fill out the card. Filled out the card. The thing pops halfway through, being full, and I fill out the card, look at it, read it over. Not my best work. It's fine.
Even more pushing me to read that card.
I don't know.
I will read it. You write very sweet messages and cards.
And then I sealed it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then because it just been so long, I just drove away with the gas hose in the car, and I heard a pop, like a, like not like an explosion, like a pop. And the second I heard it, I went, oh, the gas cord is in the car.
Still can't get over this.
And I had this like new lease on life an hour earlier. I was just excited to like our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I had like committed to like getting up really early, which I've been doing since then. So no spoiler alert. This didn't deter me. But it was just like I was in such a positive mood. And then this thing, I ripped the gas hose, which for those of you who've never done it before, which I think is potentially all of you listening.
We don't have enough listeners that the sample size is probably large enough.
It's designed for that to happen. So it can't. Not so it should happen.
But because it has.
Because
you're not alone.
They don't want it to be this thing where it's like, well, this thing's out of commission for 6 months, so we get the part. It's like it's got an emergency pop off, that whatever. And the second it happens, I go, oh, and I just like stop the car, put it in park, get out of the car, take the hose out, pick up the pieces, drag it over to the pump, put it down, and I'm just like so nonchalant about the whole thing. I couldn't have been more casual. Like I do this weekly.
Tell me the truth.
And this is the first time I've been caught.
Okay.
And
good to know.
No, the employee comes running out, an older woman, and she's got like a clipboard and she's got her, her neon vest, and she is ready
to fight
for a fight. As well she should.
Sure.
Because the kind of people that do that, I've seen it once before.
The kind of people?
Animals.
What do you mean? They're lost in their thoughts?
Yeah.
I would expect you to have empathy for people now that you've done it.
Writing cards for other people?
You're one of them.
Get your life together.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying humans, and I'm not excluding myself. I'm excluding myself in this instance, but humans have a tendency when they do something wrong to get overly defensive.
Might be in a fight or flight
mode. Fight or flight
mode. Sure.
I was in a like, man.
New lease on life.
New lease on life. So she sees me walking back to my car because I had
this tracks.
I was kind of dejected / like, I was definitely not like, these things happen.
Yeah.
I was definitely upset, but I was just like, I don't know, in shock. Like, this is our anniversary. We're about to like take a trip with the kids, like a day trip with the kids and have fun. I don't think I can let this ruin everything because and I don't do this. I'm not this person, but I was like, I can't tell my wife about this. Like it was that. Well, I can't. And I was just like, it was a lot of thoughts.
Because it was a big day for me, not because of our anniversary, probably more because of my class that day, if I had to guess.
I don't think I would have told you. So you have a screenwriting class that you have been doing. And
struggling with.
You've been doing great. And it was your last class where you pitched your show.
Right.
And you did great.
I did great.
And that was important, but I don't know. I think I probably would have I think I still would have kept
really
it
just
you.
for anniversary? I guess I might have made me upset, but I don't know.
I don't see the reason to be like, hey, when it's like not immediate. So anyway, the woman comes up to me and she sees me.
When you told me, my reaction was, hey, what are we going to do? I don't think my reaction would have been any different that day. I guess I might have been like, let's not go out to lunch.
So that's my point.
Save a buck.
Exactly. So here's my fight or flight. It was from you. It was. And it was flight.
As it so often is.
So I went back to my car because I was going to back up because I had been driving around. I was kind of blocking other cars if they wanted to leave.
Sure.
Nobody was trying to yet. I mean, everybody's staring at me.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
I was just like, all right. And I'm walking to the car and I see her and she's like, speed walking towards me with like a pen and a clipboard. And I go, I'm not going anywhere. And she goes, yeah, because you need to, like, she was ready to fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, 100%. Let me just back up into this spot because I don't think anybody's using this pump. And I just like backed up.
I was letting them have it, but now I don't think
I feel bad if there's somebody waiting in their car going, this guy's finishing up.
Yeah.
And I get out and I walk up to her and I go, I'm so sorry about this. And she's just staring at me a little stern. And I think a little off kilter. She's like, what's this guy's deal? Is he on drugs?
So
He's
nice.
kind of okay with this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I need to do here? And she's like, I need your insurance. And I was like, makes sense. Which actually immediately made me feel better.
Oh, okay.
Because I was definitely like scared of just like, this is not a pocket thing. It's
right.
just like, here's my credit card.
Charge me.
Still might be.
5,000. Yeah, it still might be. We'll find out.
But she was like, I need your car insurance. I was like, oh,
probably should have looked it up on the internet.
Car thing. For the listeners, since being an adult, I've never gotten a speeding ticket, car accident, parking ticket. Like,
yeah, we've been good.
Very good. So
knock on all of the wood.
Knock on all of the wood. But like, I was feeling good about this being my first ding. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm not excited if our costs goes up, but again, it was like
no.
So I was just like writing down all the stuff, and I was like, do you need anything else? And she's like, your name. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, phone number. I was like, here's my phone number.
Did you give her your Instagram?
I was like, you know the dumb dads? You know those press
we
conferences?
Could do a deal.
Those parenting press conferences?
Do you want to do a brand thing? What, for Conoco or what is?
I think if they seek any further,
does Sinclair Oil need a?
If they seek any further, it's Ralph's. Ralph's, the grocery store.
Oh, we love
station.
Ralph's. We should say that right now, just to...
Love that. This is not brought to you by Ralph's, but it could be for free. And by the end of it, the woman was so nice.
Yeah.
Because she was just like, oh, this guy's all right. This might have been the last straw for him. And nobody might see him again after this. But he's being really cool.
She looks in your car and she sees flowers in a car and she's like, oh man, this guy's...
Like, he gave flowers and he wrote a note and he's being nice. Oh no. So I was just like, again, I'm so sorry. And she's like, yeah, it's okay. This happens. Like, I definitely kind of charmed her by the end of it. Yeah. That she was just like, and then I went home. And then I was like, who wants to go to Sky Zone?
That's so amazing. And you didn't tell me until yesterday, which was like 3 days later, 2 days later.
I waited a couple of days. Well, then I don't like keeping secrets from you.
Or was it today? No, it was yesterday, I think.
I don't like keeping secrets from you.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, I was then battling do I bring this up with the unknown, or do I wait until like I get hit up by the insurance company? Am I ever going to get hit by the insurance company? Or is it just going to show up in a bill? Sure. I don't know how any of this works because, again, been a pretty safe driver. So I was just like, and then I was just like, all right, you just got to come clean.
Just casually dropped it during lunch.
It kind of just, if the moment came and I was like, just say it.
That's the thing. I can't even imagine because I'm not able to keep secrets from you. Even when I like buy you something for your birthday, I'm like, you want to know what it is? You're like, we're 3 weeks out. Could you please keep it a secret?
Yeah, you don't like keeping secrets.
No way. I could never. I would have told you 4 minutes later. I've been like, I'm so sorry. I know it's our anniversary, but I could see why you think it might affect my mood more than I might think it might affect your mood, just based on who we are as people and me being the bookkeeper of the family, maybe.
You being the bookkeeper. And I think you reacted how I would have reacted.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to be done. It's no big deal.
Again.
I can imagine what state you were in. I can imagine it happening to me, and even if I couldn't, I don't know. What happened. I can't imagine being upset.
The one time I saw it, the person ripped the thing out and went to the curb, stopped, considered their mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in their gas tank.
Yeah.
With the cord hanging out. And we all watched pumping gas, and they just went, and then took off. But they didn't like get out and take it out.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I feel like you're asking for a further problem. Because like that's a layup for a police officer.
Sure.
You just see
You just have a thing
gas
hanging out of your
hole
gas.
hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull you over now.
Say gas hole?
Your gas hole.
That's the name of this podcast.
Gas hole. The real gas hole.
It's not the same, but it's similar in that it could have been a real problem. I once left a gas station, thought I was like going out the driveway. I'm not the driver of the family. I should drive more than I do. Kevin always drives. I'm a passenger princess.
When was this?
It was a few years ago.
Okay, so we were together.
Yeah, we were together.
I didn't know if this was like a teenager years because all my biggest mistakes, and I have several, were all when I was living with my parents. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm just saying I drove when I lived with my parents, and I lived in New York, and I didn't drive really at all, except when I was like visiting. And now I'm driving again.
Yeah. No, I was leaving a gas station and I thought I was in the driveway pull-out area, but I guess I went off the curb, and it was a big enough curb drop that like it felt like it scraped the bottom of our car.
Okay.
And I couldn't get the car to drive off of it for a second.
Oh no.
And my just panic entered my brain. I don't know if I was doing something off too, like it's just like completely I was like shut down. I just revved the gas and it got me off of it. But there was a minute where I was like, I don't know what I just did to our car. Like I have no idea what that. I told you about this. It was years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that could do.
It might have been our
damage,
old car,
but it didn't.
Probably was because it was lower. I bet.
I've had oil changes since then. I would have been told
if the bottom was just broken
like,
in half.
You don't have. Let me just check an oil tank.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry you were dealing with that. I can't. If I had that in my brain and didn't tell you for our whole anniversary, it would have been riding so heavy in my brain. So I also felt bad that you had that.
Well, I think and. Don't take this the wrong way, but I think you do carry the mental load.
Sure.
Majorly.
Yeah.
As the word goes.
Yeah.
Again, not a single teacher. Like.
I was just gonna let it go. I didn't realize you were calling yourself out.
I know you carry the mental load. So when I was like talking to you, again, don't take this the wrong way, but like you just be like, oh, so XYZ is happening at work, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell her today.
Yeah.
Like it was just like moments that would happen where I considered it like on Monday.
Yeah.
And you would say something and I'd go,
now's not the right moment.
Not today, probably. Maybe never. Maybe I'll get away. That thought actually did enter my mind, which is insane. Because I'd be like,
maybe never.
I'd have gone white in a month and I probably would have died in a year. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like the 2 days that I didn't tell you. But yeah, the thought crept in my brain going, maybe you never, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know those thoughts you have in your brain that you go, what? No, I'm not doing that.
Needs to know
I'm not doing that.
Or wait long enough that I'm like, what? And it's like, well, it's way water under the bridge.
Did I not tell you about that?
No, tell me everything. But yeah, I don't mind you waiting.
That would be my reaction though. Like when you found out like 6 months later, you're like, wait, what happened? I was like, did I not? No, we talked about it.
If you had done it that way, the way that would have broken my brain. I'm so glad you didn't do it that way.
Oh, because it would have been real manipulation? Because it would have worked? I'm not saying it because I want to know. I'm just saying, would that have worked?
Well, for sure, it wouldn't have bothered me at all. I don't think I was bothered this time, though.
You were bothered, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And now you have to wish me a...
Happy Mother's Day.
I'm doing that. I'm doing what every mother wishes she could do.
Yeah, you're leaving.
Getting the hell out of town.
You're getting out of town. You're going to a bachelorette weekend.
Yeah, it just happened to be scheduled on the same weekend. Most of the girls are not mothers. And
you guys had like 6 options. You were like, this one, this one, this one, this one.
There was 2 options. I said I was free either. I didn't really pay attention. It was also only supposed to be Friday night at first, and then it was Friday, Saturday. Also, I'm not going to say no to a bachelorette weekend for my friend just because I need to celebrate myself. But we'll be back around lunchtime, and I'll get to see you guys.
Great.
And that gives you so much time to prep something adorable. No pressure.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a baseball game.
On Friday night, it's all day Saturday.
So Mother's Day, how do you think you're doing so far?
What?
As a mother, like how do you think you're doing?
Oh, 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
No, I'm all right. I don't know.
I want to say there's 3 things, 3 moments, not things. There's 3 moments, with you as a mother that stick with me.
Do you have this planned? What is this?
Forever.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them is when our daughter was born. We became a mother, and she came out and you screamed, "She's perfect."
I didn't scream it. That would be weird. She's perfect.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's scream. Above average voice tone.
I cried it. I was crying.
You cried it.
I cried it.
You cried "She's perfect," which was such a sweet moment, and that was, burned in my memory.
I love it. This is like a sweet gesture. You're telling me it 3 times. and then you're like,
and I can tell his love.
It's the first time you were a mom, the second time you became a mom, and then when our dog was
and then
brought
one time
to
you
us.
had like a really bad poop, but like you got
Sorry,
up.
I shouldn't have interrupted your sweet stories. What are you doing?
No, it's not sweet stories. It's two of them are sweet.
Okay.
And so that one.
She is perfect. She has been perfect forever.
It was just so sweet. It was just such a sweet, like, instinctual thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was really nice because I remember just thinking, it's kind of gross looking. Like, he's just alive.
I don't know if you're ever going to recover down there, and she looks weird.
Purple, covered in slime, and the doctors told me not to look down there. So,
but you did because you're a real man.
I wanted to, not to get into that. We're talking about motherhood, but I wanted to be down there. I don't understand. I guess because I worked in a hospital, it doesn't affect me, or maybe it's just who I am.
Yeah, I mean, some people are lightheaded, queasy.
I remember it bothered me. And
I don't like that.
I should have been by your side.
I don't like the narrative that you don't want to be down there because it's gross, or you'll never see your wife the same way, or any of that crap. I hate that stuff.
That stuff is
wild. I can appreciate that. Like, I don't medically do well with like.
We don't have to get
cuts or lacerations and stuff. So like, I can appreciate that there
you
are
don't
reasons.
Do well with cuts and lacerations?
No, not particularly. Like, I think if you cut your thumb pretty deep, for example.
God forbid. God forbid. I'm not wishing this on you.
I'm just saying, like, if our daughter cuts her knee, like, I will be there. If our kids pretty much have any injury, I think forever I will be able to handle it in a motherly way, maybe. I don't know.
What a
but like,
example.
Sometimes you hear like a man like cuts his. I say a man. It's gotta be a man.
A human being.
A human being cuts their. Is like using a saw and they cut their something off within an inch of their life. They're like coming with their thumb hanging off. I don't think I could handle that. I don't think I could be around it.
I think if I came in like the gesture you just did, which is just holding it. If I
I
walked
think
in
I
the
would
kitchen,
have to be like, you have another hand. Can you please take care of it? I will help you get to the hospital. I will help you. Once you have it like loosely wrapped, I can wrap it more.
But you would be. This is okay.
But I don't think I could like take your thumb and put it back on or anything.
You tapped into something that I disagree with.
You have to wrap it up soon.
No, we don't.
Okay.
You've tapped into something that has bothered me about being a parent. If our kid came in with their thumb hanging off.
I already said kids are different. I think your superhero brain turns on and you can handle things you can't handle normally with your kids. Okay. And I'm not even sure about that for everyone.
I know, because I see dads gagging, changing their kid's diaper, and I want to scream.
Oh, yeah. Once I caught barf in my hands for the first time. First of several times. I was like, okay, so I guess barf doesn't bother me anymore.
I think it's from my day of bartending.
It used
not from
in
being
a bar. Barf bothered me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about that. I mean the day of bartending of like spilling something, not barf, like a bottle or the tap or whatever, and you push your body forward to kind of avoid the spread of the spill. I've done that to our kids where they barfed. And you move towards it instead of away from it. Because you're just like, don't hit the floor, and just like kind of like hug it and just like, it's fine. We can just sponge this up together.
Sure.
Yeah, it bothers me, the downtown situation with women having babies and men get like that. I know it's a trope, but they're like, don't go down there, you'll never see your wife the same again. And I'm like, and listen, I know women can serve currently in America. We'll see. But hopefully they can continue to. But like war is like the quote unquote, the man thing. We fight wars. We're tough guys. And then they're like, don't go down there, man. You'll never see the same. I'm like, what do you mean? Isn't that like the coolest warrior thing you've ever seen in your life? Like, they like, sometimes they don't, but they get a little shredded to like make a human.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty cool. Anyway.
To be fair, I don't know if I would have wanted to watch it on myself, but I love that you did, and I appreciate and agree with your
fascinated
opinion.
by it and didn't care.
All right, let's move on to your other mom moments instead of.
All right.
You prepared a thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Now I blanked on the second one. What was the second one? Why did I blank?
All right, just the one.
No, I have the three.
I was a mom was the time that I gave birth.
Oh, the second one coincides with what we've been talking about with Teacher Appreciation Week, because
these are like my top 3 mom moments.
They're not your top 3; they're just 3 that like stick out in my brain, and I thought about them, and I just wanted to bring them up.
I love it. It's nice. Happy Mother's Day.
And the other one is I love how excited / committed you get when our kids do any kind of spirit week. I feel like you get very involved with it. Or
I love the Spirit Week.
what?
I love
I
Spirit
know.
Week.
And I think you get very involved and excited, but unlike like what you were just saying with like the parent, and no shade if you have the funds to do it, the parent who does like the bouquet of like all the different school supplies. You like we're just like, what can we do in the house?
Oh yeah, we wing it for sure.
We wing it.
Yeah.
But it's exciting for that reason, and I think it's more fun, and I think sorry rich people, but no, but I do think it's exciting for our kids because you do make the magic happen. I do think it's like reminiscent of your mom, and I do think like it's exciting, and you do that stuff, and I think it's really cool, and you get really worked up about it in a fun way. I don't know what the other way would be, but
in a weird way,
in like a way that I'm just like, I will be outside. I will be outside.
Men, don't watch it.
Checking the sprinklers. Men, don't watch it. Don't go down there. It never be changed for her. But then there's that, and it's very nice.
That's nice
and sweet, and I love watching you in those moments. It's very sweet.
What's number 3?
Number 3, you're not gonna like.
Oh no.
Well, I was just talking about mom moments, and they're not the top mom moments. Like I said, they're just ones that stick out to me that are funny. And this one, I shouldn't think is funny because, anyway, I'll just get to it. When our kids start crying and you're on the other side of the house, it's very funny hearing, because if I'm not, like if I'm outside or you're closer and I hear you run across the house.
Sounds like elephants.
And you just go, what? And like, that's all you do. It's funny every time, but I can't enjoy it because our kids could have like a severed finger.
Uh-huh.
I usually can tell by our kids' cries that I'm just like,
no, sometimes you can't.
I said I usually, not always.
Sure.
But but every time I go, man, I hope they're all right, because that was a particularly excited version that time. Like when you run to the and then it's usually just like, oh baby, come here, and then it's fine. But it's always so funny because you and I, met in our 20s, wild kids, and then it's just so funny to see that we were not above bar in our 20s making just poor decisions. And then it's just funny to see us now, and then you're just nervous about like there's a kid crying in the other room. It's always funny to me.
Wow. Well, thank you. I can't wait to make you a list on Father's Day.
I just want to say you're a great mother.
That's really nice.
And these kids love you, and they're very lucky to have you.
Don't make me cry. What are you doing?
But it's funny when you run around the house.
All right. Happy Mother's Day to all of our listeners.
Happy Mother's Day to all the listeners. Hope you have a great Mother's Day.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Please rate and review us. That'd be a great Mother's Day present. You know what I mean?
That would be great for her.
And follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I said last week that I would be posting, and I've posted one original video with you today.
So you posted.
I think that's it. Huh?
Technically, you posted.
So I did, but I will be doing more.
Okay.
But that was I did a bad job, but I will do more.
All right.
I'm on it. And follow me at Annie LaFerrier.
And follow me at Kev Laugh, but mainly at The Dumb Dads.
At The Dumb Dads.
And we will talk to you guys
next week.
Happy
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.